All right, let's go.
Well, now that is a reality, what did you see last week in the preseason game to let you know this team is really ready to take on the challenge?
Well, I think the numbers that we have up front on the defensive line especially gives us something to feel good about. We have the best quarterback to me in junior college, in the country, not only in the state. Cameron Burston he's phenomenal, And we got Harris Ross, another one of the best players in the state of California, So we got some pieces that go with those guys. We got some things that I think once we put it all together in gel, we should be fine. I'm a little concerned about the youth on our O-line, it's real young.
But they protected him good.
They did a good job. So we got some athletes that if we get the ball in their hand, they can make plays. So we just going to play the schedule. The schedule is what it is. We got a tough opener with Sequoias. They're predominantly a big athletic team. They haven't had the greatest record recently, but they're a pretty athletic, physical team. So with them on the road, and then we got Sac City here next week, them first two games going to be a good test for us.
And what do you expect the outcome? Do you think this game is going to be tight, or what have you seen from the film on Sequoias?
I've seen some guys running around being athletic on defense. I've seen a lot of athletes in the perimeter. They got a new quarterback, so they're state champion or state finalists every year in track. So they're gonna have athletes, on their team. So I just think it's a good way to get us going. The only thing that worries me a little bit, we're traveling into the unknown. With Sequoias, a lot of these guys prior to this year, never even heard of the school. So this will be their first trip. We got a 2:00 afternoon game, which was 1. Thank you to Coach Panky for at least pushing it back to 2. But it's going to be pretty hot. The elements could be a factor, so we feel good about our depth to be able to compete in the elements.
The last time we talked, I told you I was really skeptical about your wide receiving core, but then after last week, it seems like it's a lot of depth there and a lot of talent on that side of the ball.
The wide receiver core and the D-line are the two deepest positions on our team. With real quality depth. Also our safeties. Those are the 3 positions where you can kind of pick who you want and you can go in and the level doesn't fall off. Those are strengths, we have. And then like I said, quarterback, even with Lewis backing up Cameron, he came in and did. We even had a freshman come in, Ronald Ragland.
He had 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns. He's an all-league player, Fremont High School in Oakland, so he gives us that versatility. He can play offense and defense. So those are the positions that we feel real good about, and we just got to continue to improve and get better.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all follow us. We're not surprising people. They think they setting us up. We ain't scared. We ain't scared of nobody. We'll see. Results be next week.
All right, Cam, you came a long way since last season. Last season you put on a real show, but this time it's a lot tougher competition and a whole squad of new receivers. How are you approaching this season to make sure that you live up to what you did last year?
I'm just keeping the same mindset. You know what I mean? I'm trying to improve every time I get on the field and every time I get in the meeting room. So I think that's going to go a long way with my development and coming to this new division. I think that'll play a big part.
I think the biggest change I see in you from last season to this season is maturity. You was a lot more happy-go-lucky at the beginning of last season, but as you progressed throughout the year, you got more and more serious, and now you got 2 years in the same offensive system. It looks like you're a coach on the field because you know all the plays. You've been working with Green for a long time. Just how comfortable are you in the system right now?
Last year was kind of like my first year getting involved in it, so I was really kind of like forcing things in or kind of hesitant to throw it at the same time. This year I got a more understanding of the offense, so I'm taking the checkdowns when it's necessary, and I'm going to get it or throwing a good ball deep when I need to. So I think that just helped me out is being able to decide when I got to go short and when to go down the field.
All right, Coach Barnes, you have a history with Coach Carter, being that you coach against him in the OAL, and now you guys are joining forces to bring this team up. Last year you had a lot of success. So how are you preparing your defense to take on this challenge they're about to take on starting this week?
I really think last year we were more physical than other teams we played in the past. So I think this year we're more mentally prepared. Spend a lot more time in the classroom, in the books, a lot more meeting times, just to get them mentally prepared for the game and understand how to break down film, break down opponents and their responsibilities.
What kind of things did you see last week in the scrimmage, to let you know that this defense might be okay this year?
We adjusted some of the formations they did. We didn't really prepare for them because it was a scrimmage. So we just kind of threw them out there with a blind eye, and they kind of caught them real quickly. So that's a real bright spot for us.
Coach Beglinger, you guys moved up in a new division this year, so that means finding a new type of player with a new type of, or a different type of skill set to be competitive in this league. What kind of things did you look for in new players to bring in this year? Because I hear the whole offensive line is completely brand new.
One thing we look for in new players is guys that maybe have played a little bit higher level football. What I mean that is they played maybe at better high schools, the more powerhouses, McClymonds in Oakland, or Bishop O'Dowd or Salesian, rather than some other high schools that maybe don't play better competition. You look for guys that come from winning programs as well, guys that know how to win, and guys that just want to play offensive line. You got to be nasty, you got to be dirty, and it's a thankless job, so you got to be ready for that.
What did you get out of the game last week? I know it wasn't a real game, but I saw you out there and you were doing a lot of evaluation, so what did you come away with?
For the scrimmage, came away with a lot of good things. It's a very young group, a group that is kind of untested at this level. So for them to kind of get out there and mix it up in their first experience of college football, I think we came away, pretty successful day. We scored some touchdowns, ran the ball pretty effectively, I thought, and then came away with no injuries, which is the biggest thing.
Come on, T, let's get it.
This is the first game of the season. The receiving corps has been talked about as being first, one of the lowest skilled positions you guys have going on this year. Now you guys are the best kept secret with everybody having all the talent over here. So how do you think you're going to do this weekend?
This weekend we're going to compete a lot. We got a lot of guys out here. We're very deep. Otherwise, come like last year, we didn't really go as deep. But this year, I feel like, this year, we're going to have a good time. And I think we're going to really prosper this year.
And you made it to the playoffs in basketball this year, right?
Right.
So you already tasted some success this season. How do you think you're going to translate that success you had over there to success over here on this?
Just transitioning from football to basketball, it's all kind of really the same, just working hard. We had a good thing going with the basketball team, a lot of great teamwork. We was really together, and I think if we can do that with this team, we'll be pretty fine.
Thanks, man.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Coach Green, I know that you were a big talent coming out of this area, so you have a lot of experience playing football. How do you get that information translated to your guys? I see you out there on the sidelines doing a lot of stuff. The hand movements really animated, and it seems like your leadership is allowing these guys not to get overwhelmed by the moment. How do you take your experience and put that in these guys' heads to help them be successful?
For me, I believe that's a big thing in my coaching style. I try to give the kids the experience that I have, me being an alumni from CCC and playing here and having success and going on to Division I. I try to bring that back to the kids, and I just try to give them things that I experienced in D1. Some of the coaching tips that I got, some of the techniques that I received, I try to put that on down to them. I try to prepare them for Division I, on this level. So when they get up there, it's not a learning curve. They already know the ins and outs of it, and so that's what I try to bring down to them.
Well, even before they make it to the Division I level, they're moving up from a lower division last year where you dominated into a division this year where there's a lot of question marks as to how things are going to shake out, being that a lot of your team is so young. So how do you get them through that transition period to get where they want to go, when they have to be successful where they are right now? So what's the most important thing you tell them?
The most important thing right now is to give 100%, hard work, and pay attention to the little things. Talent is only going to get us so far in this league. Talent got us a long way in the last leagues because, it wasn't too much talent like ours. But so this league, everything is matched up. And so it's all who's going to give 100%, and who's all paying attention to detail. That's the thing that I'm preaching to these kids now, man. They're paying attention to detail. Talent's only going to get us so far. We got to dig in and give 100%.
Y'all should be almost done. Y'all got to switch
Hey, there's too many people right here. There's too many people. I see 12 to 15 on pull-ups and dips. Okay, why are you doing that?
All right, Coach Anderson, you guys are moving up in divisions this year. What kind of things are you telling your team to prepare them for what they're really in for?
I think, Phil, we're firm believers on preparation, to be physically prepared, mentally prepared, emotionally prepared, because, you know, moving up in the division, we've just been really talking about the, you know, week in and week out, the level of competition. It goes up, and you gotta, it's not, you know, like last year we played teams where we didn't have to be our best in a sense every game. We could, you know, we can kind of, there was room for kind of lackadaisical play in a sense, and then we could turn it up. And just really big on, you know, we don't have that leverage this year. You know, we got to start fast and finish fast, but mainly just finish. But mainly just the preparation, I'd say, and what goes into a work week in the sense of versus the last year, what went into a work week. So just getting these dudes prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally, just for the journey ahead.
And since you have experience playing quarterback on this level, you know what it takes to be prepared, and you've gone on and played at the next level also. Your quarterback, Cameron Burston, was a diamond in the rough last season.
Yeah.
And you really got him polished, and he achieved great things. How are you preparing him for the leap?
I think for the leap, it's more of like we talk about, it's more of a mental thing. You know, Cameron, he's very physically gifted, man. He just makes all the right throws. You put the ball in the right hash, he throws it at the, you know, to the left, bottom of the left numbers, no problem. So when you get a kid like that, you know, you just try to work out the little kinks, and it's not so much that we all only know so much things. Like, I don't want to sit here and make it seem like I just know it all, kind of, because he's just a heck of a player. But you just try to give him little tools and little pieces that help him. Just the little pieces, the little things, and preparation, and just kind of teach him how to watch game film, teach him how to break a team down, teach him how to practice at a high level, and just adding those pieces to what he's already bringing to the table. And I think, you know, that's, you know, it makes him a very, you know, a successful person.
It's a lot of pressure on the secondary this year to hold it down because the linebacking core is kind of young, and the defensive line is also young. So you guys got to really make your mark early on in the season.
Yeah.
How are you preparing to be able to do that?
As a leader, I'm gonna step up a little more and be more vocal and lead by example.
So what kind of things are they telling you this year that they didn't tell you last year, because the competition is so much greater now?
Be more vocal and just compete.
We're here with Coach Robinson, Director of Player Personnel for the Comets, formerly the running backs coach. I think that your position right now is something that the department really needed, because there are a lot of kids that are kind of on the fringes with their academics and how to merge the two worlds together. And I think having somebody come in is a good thing. So can you tell me a little bit about what you do for the kids here?
So for the last few years, I've been assistant head coach and running back coach. And when me and Carter had our exit interview this year, we felt like how can we overall help our kids? And with him being the head coach and myself having a similar personality and mindset as Coach Carter, doing the work that we do on and off the field, we felt it was good for us to partner up. And as him being the head coach, me being the director of player personnel, helping these kids off the field with their academics, with learning how to shop, learning how to present themselves, knowing that this is a business. You know, when you go represent another Division I college, it's a business that you're representing. You know, learning how to represent themselves and surviving. You know, coming from different places that they're coming from. You know, not having the necessary tools that it takes to be a young man with them still being young men, just trying to grow them so when they move on to that next level, that they're able to represent CC, but not only that, represent themselves, represent that college, and be able to move forward professionally and academically as well.
Okay, somebody get in the weight room. Somebody get in the weight room. I felt it. Let's go. I felt it.
So that extra corner or nickel, however we want to do it, he's probably our best rush guy. Bring him off the edge. CO will be our nose on that. Get tight, he covers a lot of ground. And then we got Prentice, which is a B-gap blitz. Both linebackers. Make sure that we just matched up. And we change up, this look could be a big change up from that look, and just instill it as true what we call our Carter package and get that 4-man pressure.
Coach Johnson, last year you had a really talented linebacker squad, and a lot of those guys went on to Division I colleges. This year your group is a little younger, and you're going to be relying on a lot of help from the defensive line and from the secondary to support your guys. Or what are you telling them to have them ready for this upcoming challenge?
Well, we just know it's going to be a challenge, especially with us moving to this new league where it's going to be bigger, faster, and stronger people. At the same time, we've been working as a unit. As though you said, we lost, a lot last year, but I think we gained a lot when we come in this year, especially up front with the D-line. So with the linebackers being young, they athletic, they smart, they talented, we're going to put it together.
Now you played here, so you know what it's like to have that stigma of Comets across your jersey. So with all these guys in this league this year, gunning for us, gunning for the Comets, to say that they knocked off the baddest team in the area, how do you prepare them to know that they're going to be the targets of a lot of these teams?
Well, with me playing here in 98, 99, I know the sacrifices that we had coming up. So me, my last year going 0-10, but still the defense being outstanding, I know what it takes, and I think this group right here know what it takes too. And just with Coach Carter and all the emphasis he has on family and unity, I think it's going to be a great opportunity for the next group coming out to be successful.
Nate has terrible hat placement. I mean, that's why I highlighted this. I mean, game over for us. Pack it up, go home.
In position, everybody. Shooting coverage, whatever the situation is, run to the football. That's number one. That's what all man is critical. Walk, move, slow down, the period, make sure that you guys understand. That's how I said, okay? This is the signal. Smack, okay? 64 smack. Okay, so you get a motion in right here, right here.
Coach Henderson, I know you were here before. So you went out and got real-world experience at USC, and now you bring that wealth of knowledge back to a backfield, a defensive backfield that's already an all-league backfield. How do you plan on implementing all the things that you've learned along the way and getting these kids to buy into it here?
I mean, the biggest thing for me is just, whatever I can do, whether if it's my experience that I've kind of accumulated over the last couple of years have been actually working with the guys up front in the D-line. So just being able to kind of bring some of that knowledge back to the program and, add, any knowledge that I've had from either playing or coaching in the defensive backfield and kind of put that all in one pot and kind of be able to give whatever it is I know to all the coaches on the defensive staff. I'm open book, and that's what one area I feel like I can contribute to this program. So for me, what I mean, just the last couple of years, I go to USC, from the defensive standpoint overall has been extremely helpful for me, and that's been the biggest focus for me, just kind of paint the bigger picture. So I still love my defensive backs. But now it's just kind of time to take a step back and kind of paint the bigger picture, you know, for Alonzo and the rest of the guys on the team. So.
Defensive line is going to be an important part of this team this year, and a lot of people didn't think it was going to be as big and as rough as it is right now. So what do you contribute to this team to make it so solid up front?
You know, D-line, we just work every day. We're trying to get better in the weight room. We just got to work extra hard. Carter said it starts with us. So we take that seriously. We come out there and we got to set that tone every day. Every day in practice, everything we do to D-line, we got to set that tone so we could be that rock. Stop all these offenses out here.
What are they telling you about the quality of offensive linemen you're going to be going up against this week?
You know, there's a lot of big guys out there. We're in a new division, so it's a lot. It's not no small guys out there. You know, it's a lot. I guess they said it's about 4 that look like they're Division I. So yeah, it says it's going to be a hard task, but I think we can step up to the plate.
Good luck this weekend, man. Coach Collins, we're here. You're helping move up to the new league. What kind of things are you preparing the inside receivers for, or the receiving corps in general? What do you think they should be expecting moving up to the higher level of competition?
Our main focus at this point is being physical, making sure we're disciplined in our routes, making sure that we're aggressive in everything that we do. So we have to set the tone as receivers. We have a prolific quarterback, and we have a great group of receivers. So since I've been here for 7 years, this is probably the best overall group that we have. And so it's just my job to make sure that they're polished, and make sure that they're disciplined, and make sure that they're physical.
Last year's receivers did some pretty special things, albeit against some would say inferior competition. And this year's receivers are more of an unknown group. What about these receivers makes you so confident that they can be successful on this level?
Size, physical skill set, attitude, ball skills. So they all have them. So we have a larger group physically as well as depth. So we had some great receivers last year that were, you know, you had some really good top end guys, maybe 3 or 4. This year we have 8. We have a legitimate 8.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Joseph, Contra Costa is known for having talented skill players, and since you guys are moving up in a new division this year, what are you telling your guys to make them be ready for the kind of competition they're going to face?
We focus on the little things. I played in this league at CSM in 2009, and so we focus on the little things, technique, doing the little things right, finishing every day, coming to practice with a purpose, things of that nature. I think that's what helped us get over the hump in this division, come down to the little things, game to game, week to week.
Now, this team has an all-freshman offensive line, so a lot of your guys are going to be getting banged up. Do you think they're ready to withstand that kind of punishment that's going to go on in this league this year?
I think it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. I believe in Coach Alex and what he's doing with the kids, and it's all the mindset. It's all the mindset, how you get over your injuries, how you prepare yourself for a game, like I said recently. And with that being said, you know, any schedule that you got, you know, you're going, whether you got sophomores or not, you got to deal with injuries, and it's how you prepare your second string, your seconds to prepare for a football game. So I think we'll be all right. Once we get used to the grind it's going to take, I think the football team adapt to it.
Switch time. Now, this team is known for having great slot receivers. We lost one last year to a 4-year school. How do you plan on keeping that legacy alive and being a great slot receiver?
It's all about staying focused, mental reps, and making sure we stay in the playbook, communicate with our teammates, film. You just got to stay on your game.
How is this level of competition different than last year in high school?
I'll say it's a faster pace. biggest thing, but I think as long as I just stay doing what I'm supposed to do, it'll be all right. I just got to adjust to the game speed. That's the only difference.
All right, man. Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
Coach Stu, secondary is almost the gem of this team. It has been for the last couple of years. What do you tell these guys to get ready pre-game? Because you know they're going into a tougher league, tougher challenges this year. How do you get them to step up to that?
Again, first, always having fun out here. Second, most important thing is always competing and just let your talent take care of itself.
I know that mental preparation is a big part of what you instill in these guys. And I asked you before, you know, I understand what goes on the field and how you prepare physically, but I'd really like to hear you explain the mental part of preparing for football.
Yeah, the mental part, that really happens in the film room. Both working on ourselves in terms of getting better on what we're doing, knowing what we're doing mentally, and then second, mentally preparing for the opponent and what they're doing. As you know, we're in a new league, and as the levels go higher, it's the mental part that you got to get better at. So
and we're put in the base six as the bottom tier team, which it is what it is now. We don't back down from anybody, but it was very political and very interesting to some of the coaches. And shout out to Coach Wagner from Santa Rosa, which has greeted me, Coach Owens from San Mateo, which has greeted me, gave me love. Them gentlemen has greeted us into the conference, and Coach Thompson from Shasta and Coach Hull from Yuba, all those guys is wishing me well as we take on this task. So we up for it now. You know, we don't have the resources and some of the facilities that those teams have, but it is what it is. We're gonna play the game.
Hello, my name is Mojdeh Mehdizadeh, president of Contra Costa College. Welcome to the home of the Comets. We've been serving West Contra Costa County and our contiguous areas for over 65 years. Over the last 3 years, the campus has gone through a transformation with 3 brand new state-of-the-art buildings to better serve our students, our community, and our faculty and staff. We look forward to having you come to our beautiful campus and to enroll in the excellent courses and programs that we have to offer at Contra Costa College. Thank you for your continued support, and go Comets!